Okay, sin consciousness. Indeed, I firmly contend that this concept is intrinsically connected to the law and the consciousness of sin. The death that invaded Adam and Eve instilled fear towards their friend with whom they had previously walked in the garden during the cool of the day, hearing his voice, a scenario that appears anything but frightening. In the Hebrew, when they hear the voice of the Lord walking in the cool of the day, the word for cool is wind or ruach. If I said that right or wrong, I apologize. Signifying spirit. This is something more than just God walking. This is his glory approaching. Yet his voice resonated differently to them. The voice that once comforted them now bore an unfamiliar atmosphere, one that would be recognized by slaves in bondage and fear, an atmosphere akin to that of Sinai. That's the first thing I thought of, was when the children heard later on when the children heard the voice of the Lord on the mountain, and they were just like, make it stop, because it was so scary. Consider the appearance of God on Mount Sinai. There you go. Where he manifested as a smoking fire atop the mountain, and his voice struck terror into the hearts of those present. Moses himself declared, I exceedingly fear and quake, Hebrews 12:21. The writings of Romans 7 and 8, 2 Corinthians 3, and Galatians 4 draw a vivid contrast between the voice of God upon the mount and the voice of God within our spirit. This disparity marks the difference between the voice of the law engendering a spirit of bondage and fear, and the voice of our shepherd within us, the spirit of sonship that cries, Abba, Father. Romans 8:15. Amen. With the spirit affirming that we are indeed the children of God. Romans 8:16. These two voices signify opposing realities. One brings life and death. One brings life and death. Did I say that right? Yeah, okay. These two voices signify opposing realities. One brings life and death. I don't know if he meant to say one brings life and the other death, maybe, but I don't know. Okay. Anyway, this distinction lay at the heart of what the tree of the knowledge of good and evil accomplished. The emergence of shame set them at odds with God and fundamentally altered their perception of him. Henceforth, his voice likely sounded absolutely terrifying to them, akin to the blast of a trumpet. When God proclaimed the 10 Commandments on the Mount, a trumpet-like sound grew in intensity as he spoke, leaving the children of Israel trembling and pleading. We cannot hear this voice anymore, Exodus 19:19. On that momentous day, 3,000 lives were lost, and the people recoiled from ever hearing God's voice again. Was this reaction sparked by God's anger? Certainly not. Rather, it stemmed from their flawed relationship with him. From that point forward, God concealed himself either within the tabernacle or the temple, necessitating a complex priesthood to act as a mediator between his direct presence and the people. This arrangement endured until he donned his tabernacle, the flesh of Jesus Christ, John 1:14, a divine suit that enabled him to interact with humanity, whose nature cannot withstand the glory of God. This profound alteration originated from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, marking the moment when sin infiltrated the human race, bringing with it the shadow of death. Romans 5:12. Wow. That is just, it's breathtaking, the truth of it. And just so profound. It's just interesting to really meditate on that and just really see why, how sin actually separated us from Christ, and how Christ came back and brought us life again. God brought us, life through Christ. And yeah, it's just really cool. I just thought that was interesting when I read that. And now that I read it again, it's like even more intense of understanding of, not saying like, I understand everything. I'm just saying that it kind of puts you at ease of knowing that no matter how hard we try to, and I'm referring to the legalists, try to stay in the presence of God, you're separated by sin. And the only thing that can bring you back to God is Christ. And it's only through his work and his finished work, I should say, completely finished work, to where we have no burden on us and no condemnation, no shame, no nothing, like the churches want us to have shame and condemnation for not either going or for not doing enough and everything. And those little subtlety ways that they try to shame people into getting to work, through verses that are totally taken out of context and just made to make you feel like complete crap. But they say, but it's in the Bible, so it has to be true. Well, there's also a context to that of why God said that. And it's not to shame you. It's not to, put you in a state of, oh, I better get to work now. No. It's just, I don't know how to explain it. He did it all, and we don't have to do anything except for believe. That's it. That's how simple salvation is. It's believing in the death, burial, and resurrection of Jesus Christ according to the scriptures. And it's his blood that justifies us, and we are justified all throughout the Christian life. It is a continuous reckoning, Okay, I'm babbling, so I'm going to shut up now. Anyway, amen.